unaliving colonizers. Who do you think the first ones were? Who do you think were the first ones on the line protecting those even in the United States during the coast of Florida and Mexico? It was our ancestors. Put some respect on that.
All right, so we have somebody new in the panel. Oh, he left. Oh man. Oh well. Oh well.
Well, they got to leave because,
Oh
like I
well.
said, I don't deal with the emotions. Let's go into law. Let's go into law and see what black means. Let's see what the U.S. sees you as. The U.S. don't even look at you as a citizen. It is all a construct on paper. And let's go back to the 14th Amendment. To be a citizen of the United States, you must be born unnaturalized. But here's the key. And subjection to the jurisdiction. In other words, you are subjected or subdued to our jurisdiction. What is the United States? Title 28, Section 3002, a corporation, a federal corporation. So you're no different than McDonald's. You're no different than Target. That's why they could pull you into the courts and abuse you and send you to jail. How come it don't happen to me? Because I know law. And I'm not black and I'm not African American. I'm indigenous. Original indigenous. There's a difference.
Yeah, well, those who knows, man. We know we're not black, but to pretty much dispose the nonsense about being black, that we're not black, we go on proving that with them, because you already know, okay? You already know the true purpose of them coming up with all this other crap and throwing this other bullshit at us is because they're trying to get reparation. That is the only
There you go.
why.
That's it. That's the only sole purpose of claiming to be a color in a crayon box. I say keep it. I don't want it. Because first of all, the system did not teach people who call themselves black financial literacy. So you're going to get the money and then the next 2 years you're still broke. You see what I'm saying? Our mission and our purpose is something completely different. We are going after our blood right, our inheritance, which is our land, complete autonomy and complete sovereignty. That's a complete different fight. So I tell people, keep your blackness, be black. I don't want it. Keep it.
Divine honest, man. It's 11:11 right now. They clocking our time speed right now, so
Yeah.
you know.
So I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna let you speak, Stripper Nine. So one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, I have to come on right now, because today is 7-7, all 3 sevens. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good live. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, but yeah, brother, I tell people, man, there's a difference between, there's a difference between education, knowledge, wisdom, spiritual discernment. You see what I'm saying? People who are strictly moving on just emotions, they're gonna get drowned in the primordial waters, because they don't just get it. You see what I'm saying? They don't get it. So I tell people like this: not everybody's meant to get that information at this time.
No.
Everything has a season. Everything has a reason. It is not their season. And that's why I don't get into the debates. I don't get into none of that. I'm doing the work that needs to be done. My question is this: how does what we are doing, even being American Indian or being the original indigenous people, how does it prevent us from going to jail? How does it prevent us from not paying taxes, which we're not supposed to be paying taxes? How does it prevent us from allowing CPS to not come take our children? You see, that's what I'm doing.
It does not. And I have the same mentality as well. Okay, you're claiming, okay, it's good that you know you're indigenous. Now what's next? What is next? You indigenous,
that's where I
what
come
is
in.
next? What do we do next? Just because you're indigenous doesn't mean you're helping me anyway, because you're still letting these FBAs recruit the indigenous people and brought them into being African. You're still allowing that shit to happen. But somebody who's like me, who you calling immigrant, I'm the one who's standing and fighting to not allow this shit from happening. And none of you guys are gonna reach out to me and say, hey, I am indigenous, you're indigenous, and I see that you're fighting to not allow my people get all caught up into a trap like the Moors did to them, like the Muslim did to them, and now the Pan-African did to them, and now also the FBA are doing to them. So
because it's based on emotion. It's based on emotion.
I agree.
Yeah, emotion. And because here's the thing, right? I always tell people, what they consider to be a revolution is not going to start with so-called black Americans. It's going to start exactly, it's going to go back to where it started, with the Caribbean people. And guess who
Hey
it's going to
man,
start with? The Haitians and the Jamaicans.
hey man,
I've been saying this for 25 years. Go look at my track record.
hey, I don't
You
have
feel me?
to. I don't have to, man, because I heard you say this before on here on this panel. And I agree with it. And now I'm starting to actually see it even more because look what I'm doing now. I'm stepping on the FBA's necks, bro. And I just finished telling you this is not me that should be doing that. That's them that should be doing that. The so-called black American indigenous people should be doing that shit. Should be calling them
No, they
out, but
shouldn't.
they're not.
No, they shouldn't. I'll tell you why. Let me tell you, with all due respect, brother, let me tell you why they shouldn't be doing it. Because they were not the ones to do it. They were not the first ones to fight for this land.
No, I
We
agree.
were.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
So,
proving
so
your
what I'm
point.
saying is they're
I'm
not
proving
supposed
your
to be the
point.
ones. We were always the one protecting them. They just don't realize that. So so was it in the beginning. So shall it go back to the end. We were the first stewards and protectors of the North Gate. And we are the ones that's going to step up and protect it because we were given the first assignment.
No,
This
I
is
agree with you,
spiritual.
man. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's spiritual. So
I
we ain't
agree
got to
with you.
debate and fight nobody over that. All we got to do is step into our place and do what needs to be done. Everybody else will fall in line.
Yep. I agree with you, man. I see it.
Hey, can I speak on when you said you were
When you say what?
Yes.
Repeat.
Yeah, because I find it kind of funny. A lot of people I agree with you guys when you guys say like black is a description, all of those things, because literally FBAs and descendants of freedmen, we actually have freedmen rights. We're not supposed to be calling ourselves black Americans or African Americans because our rights don't fall under those, and those are not even real legal statuses. See, when FBAs and black people from descendants of slavery invoke their freedmen rights, those are federal protections. Those actually are those are protections that not every citizen in America even has. And they haven't been invoked in about 100 and some years, which we can verbally invoke them. Like we can literally invoke them when the police try to stop us illegally, when people try to mess with our finances, when people CPS and all that stuff. When you invoke your freedmen rights, you're putting them on notice that you have federal protections where no state or local agency can override because they can't override the federal law. So that's why a lot of our people aren't succeeding in getting those reparations because we're not identifying who our legal status actually is. See, when you go in the government building and you let them know that, oh, I'm a black American or African American, they know that's not a legal status. So of course they're going to lead you down the wrong path. Once you invoke your freedmen rights, which are still active today, because without them, there would be no federal government or federal establishment or constitution or even these treaties, because the freedmen actually saved the so-called Native Americans, with those treaties. Because at the end of the day, the United States corporation understood that these melanated people also had indigenous blood in them. So when you're looking at these constructs, a lot of these immigrants and people like that, they say that you're helping us. You're not helping us. You're actually burdening us by not helping us of what our legal status is. See, when freedmen started invoking our status and we started invoking our federal protections, then that helps out immigrants. That helps out other citizens that are being taken advantage of. That helps us battle the government and this corporation based on our living, based on us living and breathing. That is proof that the federal government is still in effect. They're still making money off of us to this day. They still make
Well,
money off of bonds and cups through
Let him
all
finish. Let him
these
finish.
yes,
things.
indeed.
So
Indeed.
it's like when you say we're supposed to get reparations, really we're supposed to get a percentage out of every single transaction in America. But since we don't invoke our rights and we don't we don't actually exercise them the way they're exercised against us,
Well,
that's why we're losing. So while we're chasing this fraudulent name, Black Americans, that's not a legal status. So when we keep telling our
right.
kids that, we're basically brainwashing them away from their actual inheritance. Because you're a freedman American, you're not a Black American, you're not an African American, because there's no rights underneath those. The only rights that Black Americans, well, the description of Black Americans have are under freedman rights. That's where our inheritance comes from. That's where our protections come from. Not under anything else. And only two people that I've seen or looked up that have federal protection rights would be Native Americans. That's the only two
Okay.
people that have these federal protections. Everybody
Okay.
else, you have to either get a job and basically give an oath of office, like police officers and stuff like that, to even gain those type of federal
All
protections
right,
if you are already a freeman and vote your right.
Jay,
Okay. So
So
may I interject?
Jay. Yeah, hold on,
go
When you
hold
get
ahead.
a
on,
chance,
hold
when
on.
you get a chance, let me know when I could come in.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
Jay, I was about to stop him because I appreciate you coming up, but you just give us a whole earful, and you wanted to keep going, then we won't be able to really answer any of the questions and tackle
Oh no,
any
no,
of them
I was
because
just
it
doing
was
the
too much.
information, but I was just basically stating what I was stating is how can you say that when we have federal protected rights that are literally in effect today, which means we have actual power and we actually have federal protections that we can't exercise in our everyday life when we're being taken advantage of. Because
All
I
right.
mean, any offense
Yeah, so
towards
we
us
got
will
that
be a
already.
federal
We
offense,
got that
correct? Not
already.
just a
Okay.
regular
We got that
felony.
already. We just wanted
Let,
I just wanted you to
Yeah, but that's
stop.
a big part in protections.
All right,
yeah, but
I don't think he's listening to me, so I had to
let me
mute
get
him.
to yeah.
But go ahead,
Let me
go
get
ahead.
to a few of the things you spoke of, brother. First off and foremost, I really appreciate your passion. I gotta say this, so I'm not even going to say anything, that's gonna kind of like take away from what you're saying because that's your belief, and I respect it. But here's the truth, right? When you speak about the Constitution, you said without the freedmen, the Constitution wouldn't be here. That's not true. The Constitution came from the Iroquois Confederacy that goes back all the way into the 9th century, which is actually the longest participatory democratic government on earth, not just in the United States, but on earth. So that right there, that's not gonna fly. So you cannot accredit that to freedmen people
I
when
mean,
the
you
Constitution
can
was
because
already
at the end
there.
of the day, the
Oh,
United States is its own corporation. It was
no,
All
but hear
right,
what
birthed
I'm saying,
man.
on
brother. Hear what I'm
American
saying.
land,
Hear what I'm saying.
not.
Hear what I'm saying. I let you talk. Hear what I'm
Correct.
saying.
He let you talk.
You
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 gotta let him
just said
talk.
that the Constitution, if it wasn't for freedmen, it wouldn't be here. I'm just showing you that's not true. That's totally
Before
incorrect.
they
Okay?
actually got the legal status of freedmen,
No,
the
no, no. Hear,
indigenous
hear me out,
people,
brother.
you
Let me
understand, who
explain to you.
actually were
Let me
going to
explain
war.
to you.
Listen,
Brother,
Jay, hold on,
I
hold
let you
on, hold
talk.
on, hold on,
I
hold
let you
on,
Because now I
talk.
hold
have to
on,
rebuttal what
hold
you're
on.
saying.
I
Jay,
let you
Because
talk,
what
but
you're
I let you
stating
talk,
Jay,
brother.
is,
if you cannot wait your
stating is that
turn and be
these.
respectful, I'm gonna
All
have
right,
to slap
let
you.
him go, brother. Let him go.
I'm
Let him
gonna
go.
have to
When he's
slap
done,
you.
I'll
You
talk.
can't be respectful. You can't be a man. You can't have good conversation, respectful conversation as adults. You're gonna have to go because we all here are adults. We are men. We're not boys. We talk like men in here. Okay, we take turns while we talking because we are building here. This is a spot. I don't know what other spot you go to where they allow you guys to go crazy and run wild and nothing get accomplished. We are here to raise consciousness. This is a whole different space. Okay, this is a raising consciousness space. That means we're going to listen to each other, regardless if we think each others are wrong or right. We're going to at least listen and think about what each others are saying. We're here to build. We're not going against each other. We are building with each other. Okay, so we have to listen. I gave you time for you to say whatever you had to say, and it was getting a little bit too much for us to go back and talk to you. Okay, so let
Can
him
I
finish
interject
and
too, real
say what
quick?
he's saying.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm not leaving. Just give me 1 second, bro. I'm not
All
leaving.
right, go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying is this, and anybody could look this up. Look up what is the oldest participatory democratic government in the world. That's the Iroquois Confederacy. Now, that was given to the 13 colonies. And then from the 13 colonies, it was given to the United States. Now, when we are talking about the freedmen has nothing to do with color, brother. You had the freedmen from Europe, which are the black Britons, the black Irish, the black Germans, the Melungeons, the Sephardic Jews. All those people, including pale-skinned people, were freedmen people. So we have to be very mindful. Now, I see you're making a distinction between the so-called freedmen and the so-called native. The native people are not the American Indians. The American Indians have the highest title in law on this land. Period, point blank. All right. So when you look at the American Indian, there's a gentleman in the 1800s. He had a school that was put in place. His name was Pratt, General Pratt. And the goal was to honor life the Indian and save the man. How did they do that? By calling them black, colored, and freedmen. So when you're talking about freedmen, you are particularly talking about American Indians who were walking around that were sent to Liberia. So you have to know the history and the story of what you're talking about by just claiming things. The highest authority on this land is American Indian, and nothing else comes above that in terms of law, treaties, and political rights. And the only reason why we lost that is because our identity was diminished through
Hey,
paper
hold on, hold on,
genocide
hold on, hold
by
on,
being
Well,
called
hold
sir,
on,
colors.
I hear what
hold
you're
on.
saying, but
Little Chief, what's
I
popping,
actually have
homie?
proof. My lineage actually is historically known. My ancestors historically known, documented, been amongst these people, did business with these fraudsters, and bruh had to cut them out a whole bunch of deals, bruh. Like when I mean I
Well,
got the actual evidence, the actual document.
brother, I'm not saying you're not freedman. I said I agree with you, but you have to know what freedman really
I do
means.
know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about because my ancestors actually had diaries, bro. I have diaries in dialect from my ancestors who are actually letting my family know in
So
these diaries of what's
let me
going
ask you a
on, bro.
question. A freedman.
So,
Where's a
but
freedman from?
wait. Let me finish. Wait.
Yeah.
Before you ask me that question,
Go ahead. Go
let
ahead.
me go ahead and rebuttal to what you were saying.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the simple fact that what you said was, as far as you said, all the freedmen were all over these places, sir. In America, those freedmen are gonna is who identifies who is an immigrant and who's not amongst the melanated people. So if you're not a part of that lineage, 9 times out of 10, you're a migrant and you didn't have anything to do with any of those wars or any of those freedoms. You came on afterwards. So if you were not around that time when slavery was going on, and you were not around that time when war was going on or after, you were not a part of anything free. You didn't free anything.
Here's
You
the un-
came over after everything was free.
here's the
So when it
underlying
comes to the
question.
foundational Black Americans who actually have ties to freedmen, bro, that's why they call themselves foundational, because not only were those freedmen their ancestors and have those federal protections, but they also were the first currency or economical structure in the United States. They actually use these people as money
Here,
and real estate.
here's the
So
underlying
not only
question.
are we not
Let
only
me
wait,
ask
time
you
out. Not
one
only do we
question.
have
One
the
question.
currency status, because wait, time
Yeah.
out. Let me
Yes.
finish.
Go ahead.
Now you said the American Indian is the one who overrides everything. Not only are freedmen and FBA, well, descendants of freedmen, which would be FBAs, they still hold their currency status that was never changed in probate. They still never signed any of those treaties that all these other people were signing, and still were given inheritance and accessibilities without signing those treaties. Which means what? The FBAs have the most power in this country right now than any other
Let,
individual,
can I ask
because
a
we're written in
question?
the
Can I ask a
Constitution.
question?
We're written in
Just
all
one
these things,
question,
and we
please.
never signed any of those treaties. They were signed and inherited to us between
Just
two
one
different
question.
parties.
Can I ask you one
So,
question,
so
please?
with that being stated, so wait, time out. Let me finish. Let me land. So with that being stated, not only are we the actual body, living, breathing structure of the economical structures of the United States, we have a currency status that was never altered, which means it's going up in interest ever since it was started to
Brother, I
this
just have one
day,
question. One
on
question,
top of the
brother.
federal
One
protection.
question. One
So,
question.
Just no,
sir,
just let him,
One
we're the
just
most
let
question.
him, let
protected,
him,
and we
let
are
him,
the
let
economical
him,
structure
let him.
of this
Just let
economy,
him.
which branches out to other nations. So we are the strongest, and we have the most power. There's no other racial or ethnic background that could even size up with us.
Yes, we can
So
One
have
unless
question.
you can prove that, and
representation.
I
We
can
One
can
prove
have
question,
that,
brother.
cables
all
down
One
I'm
in
going
North
to
question.
let something,
Carolina
but you
to
One
bring
can't
question.
black
because it's
power.
embedded in the Constitution.
One
All right,
question.
hold
You
One
on.
can't
question.
Before you
change the
go,
truth, bruh.
before you go,
You can't.
Americana,
I
before you
have one
go,
question.
I'm gonna let you ask a question, but before you
All
go,
right.
I have
It's
to
in the
let this
federal
be
law and
known here.
Constitution, voodoo chief.
Okay, listen, man, listen, Jay.
Peace
We
out, dude.
cannot have dialogue if you're going to be so winded with your dialogue where people cannot communicate with you. This is
A lot
not
of the
a
information, I got
one-sided
some of the information on my
conversation.
page. You could easily go
This is
see it,
not a
bro. I don't have to lie
one-sided.
to you for
All
nothing.
right, man. Goodbye.
I actually got a lot
Goodbye.
of stuff. Well, not even half of it. I got a
Because
little.
no, I
You're
want to
being
ask him one
disrespectful.
question.
He's being
Yeah.
disrespectful, bro.
Yeah. The question I wanted to ask him is, you see, that's the underlying question. Where
Bro,
are the
I was just
freedmen's
about to let
originally
him know,
from?
like, don't be disrespectful to our brothers, man. Our
Yeah,
brothers
he's
out here
being
doing their
disrespectful,
mission in
Yeah.
bro.
their equal direction. Everybody got their
You see,
mission. Everybody
you
got their
see,
part of the puzzle. And this is the problem that these people are forgetting, that our ancestors never split and argue among ourselves like this.
Exactly.
exactly. You
Let
Our
see
us
what I'm saying?
ancestors
And
was
together
ready
with
to
the
come to the mainland, or the mainland was ready to go to the islands at any given split of second.
Hey,
yep, yep.
triple nine. What you just said right there, I feel that vibe right here. Like I really feel that vibe. Okay, I feel that in my soul right here. All right,
Yeah,
y'all keep
and that
going.
was the question. That was the question I wanted to ask, fam. My question was, where is the freedman originally from? because that would, you see, that would have changed the trajectory of his conversation. He would have one or two choices to say that they have always been here or they came from Africa. And if you say they have always been here, then they're American Indians. You see what I'm saying? That was the question that he didn't want to answer, but I didn't get a chance to ask it, but it's okay.
Well, he
Because the
just
same thing with Moors.
the thing
Now
is
they
the
got
thing is, guys.
they got the media pushing this narrative towards the Caribbean people. But
Correct.
what they have failed to forget that every single time of any intervention, of any interaction with any lies they told, the first people they interacted was the hub, the center of the mainlands, which is the Caribs. And even then, word was spread across the whole of mainland that they have arrived. And even after they arrived, help still came from the Caribbean to go liberate South America, Central America, and the mainland. It don't matter where and how people put it. Our ancestors put all aside when it came to standing on business for
Exactly.
this land.
Yep.
So what I wanted to ask him, you guys can get him with the legality stuff, like you Americana, you could get him with that. But what I was gonna ask him is that, okay, so if you are who you say you are American Indian and you're indigenous, how come on the FBA site it says y'all came in 1526 into
Exactly.
over
From
here?
Africa.
So and correct, and from Africa. So and then they all messed up, man. Some of them think, I had one on here yesterday. Some of them think they're African. Some of them think they're not African, and then they still like intermix all of it together, yo. Like they're Africans and they're not African at the same time. It's like, come on, get it right, man. Which one is it? And I had to
Yep.
tell him, you're not indigenous if you are an FBA. He's like, oh, so you could be indigenous and I can't be indigenous? No, you cannot be FBA and be indigenous at the same time. It
Bro,
doesn't work
shouts
like
out to
that.
Voodoo Chief, bro. We got Voodoo Chief down there.
Oh yeah, I already.
Hey,
Bro
He's
said let
working
him
hey,
up.
though.
Bro
He's
said
on
let him
Voodoo
up.
business,
Chief,
guys.
Voodoo
He can't
Chief,
come
Voodoo
up.
Chief,
What's going
Voodoo
on, big
Chief,
bro?
sac passé, mes amis, sac passé.
Say,
If for the chief wanna take my place,
bro,
take my spot is not a
pull
problem.
up,
I
pull
can
up.
give him my spot for a little bit. I can come back.
No,
No problem.
I already spoke with him. He's unable to come up right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's unable to come up.
So what's up, guys? What's going on? Lord, man.
Yo, he said he got 10 minutes. He said pull him up. He got 10 minutes.
All
Thank
right,
you, brother, for
cool.
waking me up, Lord.
He said he
All
got
right,
10
And
minutes.
guys,
so let me let
I
you go.
salute you, all of you. How you doing?
Good, good.
We
All
good,
right,
fam. We good.
who
We
can
here
I
putting in the
drop right
work.
now? Two,
Yeah.
four, six.
Yeah, you
Drop
could
me
drop
off,
me
and
if
I
you
can
want
come.
to, King.
Drop me
You could
off,
drop me
and
if
I
you
can
want.
come back. Drop me off. Drop me off. Okay.
But while he's doing that, I just wanted to say I learned something from a gentleman the other day. We are not grown men, we are growing men, because grown means completion, right? That was my
Yeah,
True.
thing. So I just want us to remember that in this conversation. Sack up that voodoo.
Yep.
yeah,
What up, what
man.
up,
Yeah, we
I was
growing.
on
everyone?
We
your live
growing.
when I heard
Divine,
that.
divine honors,
That's
everyone,
some
man.
real shit. But let us brother go through since he ain't got that much time. Let him tear some shit up.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the cat, like the brother that was out there. Yesterday, I did a live, and I actually welcome any FBA. Nobody show up, but they keep avoiding me. You know,
Yeah,
I don't get it, but they don't want the smoke. But all I'm
nah.
saying once again, I got to say this because they don't understand a lot of their work because they don't know that English was the youngest language in the continent. They forget that English was created after Creole and what we call Creole created French. From French, English were born with Latin. So again, so that means they adapt a very young ideology, with the word. For example, when he said freeman, freeman associate with slaves. That
Mm-hmm.
means you
Exactly.
are the descendant of people that come here. You not from here. So you cannot use a term as freeman to identify your indigenous status here.
Word.
That's just like there's no
Yep.
argument about that.
Yep. Facts.
It's like,
Facts.
yo, come on. Like they trying it's sad. It's almost like they want to create an identity like it's like on the go. It's like there's no foundation behind it, but they think people stupid. Like they don't believe that people gonna challenge them on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
call yourself freeman. See, this is what the freemen are. Freeman is what you call French. French
Mm-hmm.
means freeman. They don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
When you said
Nah.
the freemen, you talk about the French, our ancestors that start the revolution in Europe that comes here to
Correct.
reinforce because they forget the name of the war. The war
Mm-hmm.
tells you the truth. They call it Continental War. It's like I don't get
Yup.
these people. So they
Hey,
talking about, oh, you know, the people or the Caribbean ain't got nothing to do with it. Or the war, the war didn't call the corporation. The corporation was not even born yet. So
No.
therefore, if it's called the Continental War, that means everybody in the continent was fighting. And this is why
Yep.
ancestor called the military the Indigenous Army. That means
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
all the tribe in the fucking America come together to fight the foreign invaders. Why is it so hard for them to get?
they
They don't want to
implants,
believe
bro.
this
It's
shit,
called
man.
foundational Black American, meaning somebody placed the foundation
Yep.
to be Black America, which they were placed by someone to be a foundation of division. Because,
Yep.
like I said, our ancestors and Voodoo Chief says, we come together as continental.
Yes, sir.
It's
Word.
not no
It's
Yep.
tribal
done.
war.
It
This
was
Exactly.
tribal.
is continental.
Yep.
And they can't agree on that either. So it's like, what's
No.
going on with y'all? Who are y'all?
Facts.
They don't know. It's like when you say, oubliez ça y est pour moi. Like you forgot, they forgot I forgot who you were to me, right? But they forgot who
Yeah.
they were to us or who we are to them. Like, it's crazy.
Go ask them. This is another question. They said they were the one fighting. Go ask them. Show me all the cannon y'all was using. They cannot show it to you.
That's gonna be a problem, bro.
I
That's
got
going to
one.
be a
I got one.
problem,
A
bro.
cannon that was 20 foot long, and the cannonballs were
Bro,
2 tons, and one of them weighed 2 tons. So who lift that one up?
facts.
Bro,
All
that's
the
Yo.
gonna be a
military
problem.
What the fuck is
apparatus.
that?
See, they don't travel, bro. They don't
No.
travel. Let them go to Whitey Kubuli, Dominica, and I could take them to the Caribbean Reserve and show them the big cannons on the hills that my ancestors was using
That's what
to
I'm
blow heads
talking
off.
about. The battlefield, all the military apparatus was in the Caribbean because this is
Exactly.
the sea. Before you get to the mainland, you got to go to the Caribbean
Yep.
first.
Yep.
We were the one fighting.
And bro,
Protecting the
I'm
North Gate.
telling them.
for the ones
Protecting
that
the
can't
North Gate.
fathom that,
Yes.
scientifically, if you want to find this with your own eyes, because you can't overstand what we're saying, go to the currents of the plane of existence on this planet or plane, this containment area. You're going to see the currents. The currents lead all the way down, pushing you into the Caribbean. Meaning, if you leave anywhere from over there in a ship, you're going to have to come down into the Caribbean and go upwards
Facts.
up the coast.
Facts.
And that's why they did the Panama Canal.
So please find that fact and realize how the currents work.
So I don't get where they get this
why
ideology from.
why we still designating ourselves based on colonial lines and boundaries? We're still dividing ourselves based on colonial lines and boundaries. Yes, this was all
Real
one
talk.
empire 10,000, 100,000 years ago, before when white people were still, when the colonists were still in caves. Yet here in the 24th century, we still seem to be dividing ourselves based on their lines and boundaries. This was all one empire. The mainland was the
Exactly.
capital. The mainland was the
Exactly.
capital now.
The mainland was
the
the
capital.
yes, the
The
mainland was the
mainland
industrial
of all,
complex.
from Nova Scotia to Brazil was one nation, brothers.
Yep.
One
Absolutely.
nation.
One people.
From
One people.
Nova
Absolutely.
Scotia, from Nova
Yep.
Scotia to Brazil,
That's
including
facts.
the Caribbean.
Yep.
We were
And
all
that's why
one,
and that's
and we
why the Native
all
American lie of this separation over here
we're,
was a
we,
lie.
we, it's a lie. We were all
It's a big
speaking
lie.
one language. We were all speaking one language. We had our own different dialects, but it
Yeah,
was
exactly.
all based on one
Yep.
language. The
Yep.
phonetics of the words, the
Yep.
phonetics
That's facts.
was one, and we
That's
was
facts.
one blood. I mean,
Yep.
even Bob Marley, one love, one blood,
Yep.
one nation. You know,
Yep.
he was telling us. And this empire was hundreds of thousands, millions of. We're wrong with the dinosaurs, bro. So
Eons.
Yep.
why are we
Yep.
still
Eons.
dividing ourselves based on colonial boundaries and lines,
Because
You know
man?
what the problem is?
they threw us off with the AEIOU, brothers, the vowels,
Right.
because
We didn't even have vowels.
we didn't have none of that.
It was YHWH, bro. You know, Yahweh, Amma, Ra,
Yep.
Shah,
Yep.
Ka. You know,
The
this is where
problem
we
is
come from,
it's
bro.
all false promising, bro. This so-called reparation talk got these dudes doing all of this, bro. And they forget that these oppressors, in order for them to give you reparation, they have to go to these so-called tethers. Because those tethers have to sign those papers. So are you really focused about that, or are you just trying to undermine that move? That's why I don't get the whole FBA. because you calling everybody Tethers, but the one you expecting the check from is the biggest Tethers of all time. So what are you
Exactly,
doing?
bro.
What are you doing, bro? It's just like a coward ass move.
Exactly, man.
You know what I'm saying? You
House,
talking
plan.
about you want to get a
house
fake,
neat,
yo.
Yep, there are
house
plans
I
put
don't
neat.
in
get it.
place to fight with the original people, brother. I'm telling you, they are plans, bro. They are agents, man.
They are
Hey,
facts.
man. Not until we
Hey,
accept us all, man. All the diversity is our strength, not our weakness,
Yep.
man. We got to
Facts.
get
There you go.
past this,
Facts.
bro. We got to
Facts.
get
That's
past it, man.
facts.
We got to get
Facts.
past it, man. I appreciate the platform, brother. It's my first time, man. I love hearing
Welcome.
like-minded young brothers talking about it, man. But let's not define ourselves based on colonial lines and boundaries,
There
imaginary
you go.
lines, man.
Exactly.
Imaginary lines.
Shit is all
Okay.
it's imagination, man. And we
Bro,
get
It
the
is.
I
power
know
at,
I know
when
this
we
not
what
just
kid
define
my
you
power of the
ourselves.
day. 777 shit. I got all them power haters in this motherfucking day, boy.
I get a question. Damn.
Whoo. Let's go.
Gentlemen, so how we can, I'm new to TikTok. I'm listening to y'all and it's intriguing. But how can we surpass this? Where the separatism, the dividing, how we can surpass this?
what we doing it right now? Conversate. You know, we gotta talk
Well,
about these
I
conversations.
didn't
We
agree
gotta
with
do
you
this.
dropping the gentleman off still because you still have to listen his point of view. Isn't it? So that's a part of it also. We still have to listen everybody. Hey, even a little grain of salt, it's worth something. You know?
I agree.
Exactly.
Even
yeah,
if
but
I
we
agree.
have we have space and time, bro. So sometimes some spaces we have already passed some points in time. So some points we have to move forward and bring in more people
understood,
and
but
conversate with more.
you could also
It's
bring
no, it's
people
no
to life.
nothing against no one, bro. It's nothing against no one. It's just certain things are pushed by certain people. And certain people come in and speak on certain topics to push the goalposts. So we're keeping the vibration at certain points. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why.
Okay, probably
yeah.
Correct.
that part of it I ain't catch, but I would like the education part of it, to
Yeah.
extend to every branches.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you was
Mm-hmm.
misinformed, let it be where next person y'all sound like grown men in here. So let it be where one I will pull him up and say, yo, but listen up, Ray. You say he has documents from his peoples. So that's information that it could be useful to us.
Yeah, yeah, bro. We all have documents, bro, but that will take us hours, bro. Think about it, bro. If you go to your grandma and all of the bloodline, we all can do that, bro. That will take each of us an hour apiece. We all on time. We all on. Today's 7/7. It's
Sensitive
a day
time.
Let
today.
me put it this way for most people that talk about document. If it's a document that were created after 1915, it's forgery. After World War I and World War II,